Hello everyone. This is going to be a disc brake conversion on a 1970 Dodge D100. The kit I got from Scarebird says it fits from 1954 to 1971. So if you have a 1954 to 1971 Dodge half-ton pickup, then this kit will work on your vehicle. So I've got everything sitting on the back of the Charger. So let's take a look at what I got for the disc brake conversion. Alright, here is everything in the kit. What you actually get with the kit itself is this bracket, and this hardware. Everything else you have to buy separately. But what I have here is some the rotors, the calipers. Got the brake pads already on here. These hubs are separate, purchased from Scarebird. You can use your factory hubs, but you have to have them machined and you have to find some studs for it. But with this, let me see if I can get these lined up. Be able to show you how nicely it fits in here. These hubs fit very beautifully in the inside section right here. And if you wanted to use your original hubs, you have to have the outside diameter machined down, and like I said, you have to find some longer studs. But with these are about $260 for the pair, and they come with the bearing, the seals, and the inner and outer bearings, and also some dust cap for them. So I don't think these are too bad. Plus, you don't have to worry about machining the old ones and having to find some longer studs. That will work. But here's the brake lines and my proportioning valve and my new master cylinder. So there's everything in the kit. Now let me, I've already got the truck up on jack stand, so let me get the wheels off and get started on it. So I'll see you in a second. Well, here we are on the passenger side. I think I have all of my right tools, so I don't have to stand back up again, but we'll see. There's always one that gives you a little bit of problem. I had to break this thing loose with my breaker bar. I don't know why this one was so much tighter. What I'm gonna put my lug nuts in there. I'll get the dust cap off. There we go. Don't need that anymore, but I'm gonna use it to hold this hardware. I do need to go grab a few rags. I know I'll need some, and I don't want to wipe this grease on my pants. Got the washer and the nut, because we're gonna need those. Now I need to go get me a rag. And go ahead and wipe this spindle off. I was hoping I wasn't going to have to mess with any of this hardware, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to get to these bottom two. I hope I got stuff. I don't think I have that one. That one's broken. Oh, that one's okay. That one's good. I'm going to get this top out. I had to take the adjuster off so I could get to these two right here. There we go. Alright, now to take off the brake line. I think I'm going to take that loose at the wheel cylinder. There we go. Alright, now I need to get the caliper bracket. So let me get my part set around me, so I will see you on this. Alright, we got our bracket here. We're going to install this first, and the caliper goes to the back of the truck. And let me double check the instructions on that just to make sure. Yeah. I do have the right one. Is the caliper, the opening has to be to the back. And we'll get these started. Gonna leave the hardware loose until I get everything positioned. Now the instructions did say that I might have to, as they say, there is some variance in the spindle's lower bolt holes, so they left the holes small. They say to drill out to match the spindle hole size. Now it looks like I'll be able to fit these in with no problem. So let me see. This one goes to the back. It's going to be a tight fit, but it looks like it's going to work. There we go. I said I might need to drill them out, but I didn't have to, so that's good. Now let me get these snugged up. Alright. Bracket is installed. And I didn't actually need the bolts that they included because mine were still in good condition. So bracket is on. Now for the spindle, I need to pack the bearings, so I have a little trick that I like to do. A Ziploc bag filled with some grease, and here's my inner bearing. get the grease around it pretty much, and just squeeze all the grease around it. That way it packs the bearing, and I don't have to get my hands really greasy. Still have to get your hands greasy to install it, but it's not bad. Installing the seal. Looks like it's fully seated. I'm going to go get some more grease so I can pack up the center and then put the outer bearing on. Alright, got some more grease. Gonna put a good amount in here. So whatever's excess, we can just wipe off. Alright, now to pack the outer bearing. Spindle is on. Looks good. Sorry about that. Right, let me go get, oh, I got some of it. I'm gonna run this lug nut all the way up. So I can keep the rotor up tight. I do need to go get some cleaner to clean the surface of this rotor off because it does have a coating on it. So let me go do that real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, I got it wiped off. So now let's get the caliper on. Okay, I'm going to have to figure out what's happening here. I know this is the correct side. I need to see what's happening here. Okay, I'm going to have to shave down the outside of the brake pads, the outer edge of the brake pad to fit inside the bracket. Where it actually fits into is just too tight, and it is not fitting. So let me go on my bench grinder and shave, and I'm not talking a lot, just a little bit on each side, and it will slide in just like it's supposed to. So I will see y'all in a second once I get that done and check the fit without the inner pad. And I might have to sand off a little bit on the inside for where the caliper goes. So don't expect this to be just a bolt-on kit, because I also had to do a modification similar to this when I was doing the disc brake conversion on my Charger. So let me go get my sanding disc, and I will sand off a little bit on each skin right here, and shave off and sand off a little bit on my bench grinder, the outside edges on this inner brake pad. So I'll see you in a second. Alright, got y'all on the back side now, and I shaved a little bit off on both ends of the inner pad right here, and it now slides in perfect. So I just had to do that little bit of modification to it, which is not really bad. Just had to really I just had to smooth that out a little bit. But that's now fitting like it should. And I got a buffing wheel, or a angle grinder with a sanding disc on it. I've actually got some paint on there. I need to go ahead. No, that's fine. With a sanding attachment on here that doesn't take off very much. So let me sand off a little bit, and then on both sides, and then try the caliper. There we go. That's fitting like it should now. Now I need to get these on. Okay. Let me go get a Allen key to tighten these up. Alright. Alright, there we go. One side finished. Now let me see if I can get the wheel back on. Make sure I'm not going to have any clearance issues. Get that off. Yeah, let me reposition the camera here real quick and see if I can get this wheel back on. I don't think I'm going to have any issues because this is an aftermarket wheel. I do not have factory wheels, so it should be okay, but let me see. I'm not going to put all of them on because I do need to take the wheel back off, but I do want to fully tighten it down. I got plenty of room. I'm hearing a little bit of noise, but that might be the pad. It might be the brake pad moving. Okay. I will be getting some more lug nuts. I just didn't quite have the funds for it right now, so I'm going to have to get those later. Alright, I am happy. Now I need to get the brake line installed and move to the other side. I think that noise was the caliper, was the brake pad moving. Pretty sure. Alright. Let me go get the brake line and I'll be right back. Alright, I need to get the brake line on now, and you can't really see that, but I'm going to do that off camera. The brake line is screwed on from the back side behind the frame right here, and then held on with a nut. You can actually see it on the replacement. It's held in with a nut that goes on here, that's held in by the frame, and then the brake line screws into it. So that's what I'm going to do, replace the brake line and have it coming out right there. So once I get that done, I will see y'all in a second. Alright, I got the brake line installed, and got it installed up here, got it tight, got the brake line on the inside connected to the hose, and put it on this way with the line coming down to the caliper, and I actually bent out the line a little bit after I had it bolted down. I bent it out a little bit so the brake line, so the brake hose wouldn't be bumping up against the sway bar. But I have full range of motion without it touching anything. I do still have this bracket right here, and I don't know if I just want to bend that off and take it off or not. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave that on for now so I can decide later, because that is not in my way. But this side's done. Now let's move to the other side. These trucks do have left-hand threads on the left side. So these I will not be able to use, but thankfully I did actually have some extras in my storage building. That's why this hub had the lug nuts on it. I had such a hard time getting that off because when I first got this truck, the front adjusters were on backwards, and the front drums, the shoes had eaten into the drum, and there's two deep grooves in this drum. So the other side wasn't like that, but this side had two deep grooves. So, and the grooves were holding the drum on. So that's why I had a problem with that one. But back to the conversion. Alright, I have the new master cylinder installed. I bench bled it first and got the adjustable proportioning valve installed right there. I just got a couple of links of 3/16 brake line and first screwed it into where it goes out to the rear line and added a union. Got it right there. Added a 3/16 inverted flare union and brought up the line to the input for the proportioning valve, and then put the output from this valve to the rear brake line. So I didn't have to customize any lines. If I wanted it in a different position, I probably could, but this will be fine. And I'm going to be making a bracket going from probably that bolt right there, going down to it to keep it still and stop it from vibrating back and forth. But until that time, I just got it held up with some zip ties. But about to crack open the brake bleeder and see if this thing will gravity bleed. Let me zoom out. There we go. Let me turn this. There we go. All right, that's open. Now let me sit here for a second and see if that'll start to bleed. Alright, it took it a second, but it did start to bleed. Let me show you. Coming out nice. Don't really see any air bubbles. Like to let it go for a little bit to make sure. Yeah, that's good. Get that tightened back up. I'm going to bleed the other side, because it should bleed just fine like this one did. Then I'm going to bleed the back brakes to make sure, and then I'll be done. With the adjustable valve in the engine compartment, I can easily adjust the brake bias to if I have to, or I know I'm going to have to, but it'll be easy to adjust it. So let me get that other side bled, and then we could do a driving video. Here we are in the truck. So let's test it out. I'm not going to be going too far, just in the neighborhood. Good. Before I leave the driveway, let me try going forward. That's good. Sorry if the camera's shaking a little bit. Alright. it's not pulling left or right. Truck's still going straight. Very good. That's good. I like hearing tires screeching. I'd go one more time around the block. Hooked up yet because it's got a vacuum leak and I can't leave it hooked up. If I had the booster hooked up, it would probably be a lot better. I'm loving this. I just need to play with the brake bias, that proportioning valve I put in. I might have to adjust that a little bit, but so far it's doing good. The disc brake conversion is a success. Still need to play with the brake bias a little bit and make sure I have the proper levels on everything. But there it is. I do have a sticker to go in the back window, but I'm not going to put it back there yet because this is not the back window that's going to be staying in here. I actually have a sliding back glass that I'm going to be putting in here eventually once I fix the rust holes on the roof. Because I got some rust holes behind the back glass, or above and around the back glass to fix too. So sticker's not going on yet, but the conversion is complete. I'm gonna be double checking everything, make sure I don't have any leaks. But it's definitely doing good, and I highly recommend it if you have one of these trucks and you want to put disc on it. I highly recommend Scarebird. The kit was really easy to install. Required a little bit of modification to the brackets, just shaving a little bit to get the calipers and the pads to fit. But I would say it's a real easy kit to install. But there it is. Been rambling a little bit, but there it is. If you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.